press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello students, welcome back to your English class. We are going to continue the short story that we stopped by Shashi Deshpande, the Narayanpur incident. Now, I'll tell you what's a cyclostyling machine. Okay, cyclostyling machine is like a stencil copying. What is a stencil? A stencil is, you may have it with you, like you make sketches out of it. Okay, there is a box like this, and then there is A, okay, have you seen this? This is a stencil, okay. Okay, I will not write anymore. This is a stencil. You may have it, you may do with your projects, okay, with your assignments that are given. Stencils like this. Now, what's a cyclostyling machine is, see, it's like this, okay. It has basically, which is making just like a photocopy machine. We have a photocopy machine now. A similar one, not exactly the same as though, but a similar one, okay. It has a hole like this, and there is a roller like this, okay. Then there is a layer which is kept where you get your sheets. This is like this on this side, okay. What is happening here, this wheel that is rolling over here, it gives small dots. That is, it is printing the text that is there, and the output is brought out over here, okay. Check it on the internet, you will get a similar picture, though I may not have drawn it exactly at it's in the internet, but just to make you understand. A sheet of paper is sent out, okay, and then it is through dots, the text is getting printed, and it comes out through that surface there, okay. And it comes like this as a stencil. Just not an exact copy as such, but have you seen the typing machine, a typewriter? Earlier there was a typewriter, now nobody uses it because of mobile phones and the laptops that have come and the desktops. But if you have ever used a typewriter, if you go to the government offices, okay, they will at least have one with them now. I have used them, and it gives you a different kind of sound, okay, like tuck tuck. It gives you sounds like that, and your text is printed very beautifully. Now, if I have to write English, very beautifully it types, but your computer doesn't type it like that. You can change the fonts, yes, but that had a different way of writing. It used to write it so beautifully, okay. And that print used to come very neat and clear, okay. Okay, I'm a little bad at writing it split because I write running letters. Anyway, understand it in this way, it used to come that beautifully. Now, this cyclostyling machine is also a similar kind, where it gives sounds like this over here, and then it prints the sheet and it brings out like a photocopy machine, okay. Now, this is what you had to understand, which I told you, I will tell it to you in the next class, okay. I was exactly not sure of what it is. I had some picture in mind, but I didn't want to give you wrong information. So that's why I went back and searched a few things, and then I came back to you. Alright, now in today's class we are going to continue this story. So we have a teacher and we have 3 children and the teacher's wife. So Mohan, Babu and Manju. Okay, Manju, yeah, Mohan, Babu and Manju and Mohan's friend Suman. Okay, so now what has happened in the story till now? A brief summary. It's during the time of 1942, Quit India movement was going on and the children are excited, especially Babu and Manju, of their brother going into a protest. So all the people are gathered in and around there and his brother is leading along with another person holding the portrait of Mahatma Gandhi and they're coming down. What has Mohan worn? He has worn white pajamas and a cream colored shirt. So he's come on the protest and they are going very slow. Okay, they are going very slow and Manju is really excited as to what her brother is going to do and what other college students are going to do. So they are of the age 18, 13 and 11. So Mohan is 18, Babu is 13 and Manju is 11. So they go and then there are barricades like put, okay, barrels like put. Just have you seen the police in and around us? If there is violence that's going to happen or if there is a ceremony that's going to happen and people shouldn't enter there, they put barricades, the yellow barricades that are there. So in the same way, this was put and they had to cross over and go and then they meet the inspector over there. They hand him her sheet and they walk back quietly. Our little Manju is really excited as to what made her brother Mohan do it in that way, that walk silently. When they came home, they inquired it with Mohan and Mohan says, this is what we had planned and we knew if we give them a chance, then we would be behind bars. Okay, that is we would go to jail. Being behind bars is a phrase, we will go to jail. And then what happens at that time? The mother says, unless you are Adolf Hitler, you will not be able to do anything great over here. But he is very adamant, okay, that he is determined, adamant to do whatever he wants to do. So then the parcel comes, a friend delivers and goes, what is there inside the parcel? They take it to the puja room and then they open it and it's a cyclostyling machine. Whereas who is kept out? Babu is kept out to see if there is any visitor who is coming. There comes a bike, a man comes, he takes in a cigarette and he moves away. So and then there was one more light falling on him. There's another man coming and our Babu runs inside the house saying someone's coming in. That's where we stopped in the previous class. We will move on to follow your copies in page number 183, okay. 11th one. There was silence. Okay, I'll read the last line of the previous paragraph so that we can have a continuation. One more bike, Babu flung himself inside. Manju turned a startled face to him. Someone's coming in. So Babu was sitting outside, Manju was sitting inside and the others were there in the puja room. So Babu is passing on the message to Manju, Manju is passing the message to Amma and Mohan. There was silence. From inside the puja room, their faces looked at him blankly, the dim light giving them a peculiar look. So what happened? As soon as Manju and Babu gave a message that someone's coming in, somebody is coming in, there was complete silence. Now they were very scared what has to be done. From inside the puja room, their faces looked at him blankly. That is, they looked at Babu blankly as in to say they didn't know what to do next. Very blank. Now sometimes if somebody tells you, you have done, okay, what, if you are telling a lie for example, and if they say you have done it, or what do you have with you, and you go blank that time. Or if a teacher asks you a question and when you are having some naughtiness around, you go blank. So these also went blank here, not knowing what to do next. The dim light giving them a peculiar look. So there was no bright light, a dim light that was there, it was giving a peculiar look, not a satisfying look, okay, a different kind of look, peculiar look, that is, I'm looking at you with strange eyes. Shadows quivered and danced as the wick in the oil lamp flickered and fizzed. See, now I want you to observe one thing in this lesson, students. Very rich words in the lesson and a lot of vocabulary that you can learn, okay. This is the, I think this right, whichever lessons I have taught you has a lot of rich words in it. So try to pick them and inculcate them in whatever you are reading. Shadows quivered, okay, shadows quivered and danced as the wick in the lamp or oil lamp flickered and fizzed. Okay, now we will understand one word by word. Shadows. Now they were sitting in dim light, so obviously you will have, if you light a candle and if you are walking past in the room which is very dark, your shadows will fall on the walls, isn't it? Same thing happened with the dim light here. And their shadows were moving from quivered, moving is vibrating from one side to another, they are moving, quivering, and danced. Light a candle in the dark room and just move around, you'll feel your shadow is dancing, okay. So same thing was happening because of the dim light that they had put. As the wick in the lamp, okay, wick in the oil lamp flickered and fizzed. Now the white thread that you keep, that's going on, the lamp that was, it's burning out, okay. The oil in the lamp was also burning out, it was getting over. So what is happening to the oil lamp there? It was flickering. Now what's flickering? Flickering is when your bulb gets out or when your bulb gets spoiled. It gives that light, isn't it? It keeps on emitting its brightness, and then for a moment it emits and then it goes out. It's flickering, it's not, when just as you on your switch, your light bulb shows you some light or it gets on. But when the bulb is going to get spoiled, how do I tell it to you? Okay, flickers as in to say, this is the best example. When your bulb is going to spoil and it just emits light like this and then it goes away, that's flickering. Or even if the candle is there and there's a lot of breeze blowing out, your light goes this way and that way and then it goes off. So it's flickering. Then fizzed is becoming weak, okay, I'm not having the strength. Now the oil lamp was flickering, that is, or maybe oil is over or there is breeze that is blowing, it's flickering and it is becoming weak. And this was also, see, this is an imagery that is given there. Now they are scared, their minds are blank, their shadows are quivering, okay. Understand the pronunciations also. Their shadows are quivering, the oil lamp is flickering and it's getting fizzed, okay. Moving on, then Amma got up and came out followed by Mohan. So Amma came out now, Mohan has come behind her. Suman stayed inside and Mohan closed the door of the room. So Suman, his friend, he stayed inside and Mohan closed the door of the room. Manju, go to bed. Babu, you too. So Mohan says, Manju, you go to bed. Babu, you also go to bed. There was a knock on the door. So there was a knock on the door. Babu rushed to his room, unrolled his bedroll and threw himself on it. So Babu went to his room, he rushed, okay, very hurriedly he rushed into his room, unrolled his bedroll, that is his bed sheet over there and his bed there, bed that he has covered and kept, he unrolled it, he opened it, okay, and threw himself on it, that is he went on to sleep on it. A knock again. Who's there? Amma called out. So there was a knock again. Amma says, who's there? Knock, knock. Mohan, go and see who it is. Amma says, Mohan, go and see who is at the door. Manju, who had been, Manju, who had got into bed too, noticed that though Amma's voice was steady, her hands trembled. So Manju was also on bed, and though her mother's voice was steady, that is, now see, my voice is steady. Now if I am scared, my voice will shiver, my voice will change, my tone of my voice will change. So what did Manju notice? Even though they were scared now, her mother's voice was steady, saying that, Mohan, go and see who is there. But her hands trembled like shivering. Okay. Mohan came in saying, Amma, it's Patil, the sub-inspector. So who has come now? Patil has come, he is the sub-inspector there. Mohan gives this message to his mother. Amma held Manju's hand in a tight, hurtful clutch, though her voice was still cool and calm. So what did Amma do? Amma held Manju's hand in a tight, hurtful clutch. Now, tight, hurtful clutch is, now I showed it only with my hands. Tight, handful clutch is I hold my hand very tight and it's very hurting. Now somebody else holds your hand like this, very tight. Hurtful clutch, okay. Clutch is like this, okay, holding it tight, very tight clutch. Though her voice was still cool and calm. Amma was getting scared within, but she behaved as if she was cool and calm with her voice. But she was holding Manju's hand very tight, okay, and it was hurting Manju. But, and trembling, her hand was trembling. Whose hand? Amma's hand. What does he want? He wants to talk to you, to me. Okay, so Amma asks, what does he want? Mohan replies, he wants to talk to you. So Amma asks, to me? He wants to talk to me? The hands relaxed. Okay, she left Manju's hand there. Manju drew her own hand back and rubbed it softly. Now it was hurting Manju, so she went on to rub her hand. I haven't come to trouble you, a strange voice said. Now the sub-inspector Patil says, I haven't come to trouble you, I'm not giving you any trouble, don't worry. Your husband was my friend in school. So now how does he introduce himself? He says, your husband, that is Amma's husband, Mohan's father, was Patil's classmate or friend in school. I am a friend. He says, don't get worried, I'm not a stranger, I'm a friend because I'm my husband's friend. Amma got up quickly and went out. So Amma went out to see who it is. Manju waited a moment and followed her. So Manju was also curious now and she went on to follow Amma. There was Babu coming out of his room, making a show of having been woken out of a deep sleep, rubbing his eyes, yawning loudly and repeatedly mumbling in a grumpy voice, who is it? Who is it? But nobody paid him attention and soon Babu was taking in everything with the greatest curiosity. Now our Babu is making some drama here, okay. What did Babu do? He came out of his room and he was acting as if he was, somebody has disturbed his sleep and he has got up from a deep sleep. He's come, he's rubbing his eyes like this, okay, and he's yawning nicely and repeatedly mumbling in a grumpy voice. Now see, if somebody wakes you up around, if you are in deep sleep and somebody wakes you up around 2 or 1 in the night, you suddenly see a change in the voice, okay, because it's at rest. Your voice is at rest, not in the normal day. When you're continuously talking, your tone is a little different. But just observe, as soon as you wake up, okay, there is a slight change in the voice. And this Babu also does in the same way. He is rubbing his eyes, he is yawning, he is stretching himself as if he has woken from deep sleep. But only the reader knows here that he just slept, or he didn't even sleep but just acted to sleep like that. Then in a grumpy voice said, like, I'm irritated by, grumpy saying that I'm irritated because you woke me up from deep sleep. Okay, I'm not happy with what you did to me. So grumpy, I'm like irritated. Who is it? Who is it? So he's asking, who is it? Who is it? But nobody paid him attention. Nobody is giving him any attention there. And soon Babu was taking in everything with greatest curiosity. So Babu, nobody listened to Babu there, and Babu was seeing everything like as if he didn't know what is happening. He was looking with great curiosity what is happening in and around him. Moving on, page number 184, follow your copies. The man, was he really a police officer? So now our Babu has a question. The man, was he really a police officer? Okay. He didn't look like one in his dingy clothes. So a police officer, see, if you see a police officer, they have their uniform, they dress up well, and they have some discipline there. But this fellow, Patil, when he was there, he didn't look good, okay, in his dingy clothes, not clean, not neat, okay, not ironed them, dingy. He was saying to Amma, yes, we were in school together, oh yes, he was far above me. So Patil is telling Amma, we were together in school. Who is that we? Patil and Amma's husband. They were in school together and he was far above me. That far above me meaning he was more intelligent. Who was more intelligent? Our teacher. That is Amma's husband and their father. He was far more intelligent than whom? Than Patil. He was a scholar and I was one of the dunces. So what is he? He is now appreciating or praising his friend there. We don't know the teacher's name, we don't know the friend's name, okay, it's not yet given anywhere. Okay, he was a scholar and I was one of the dunces. So he says, your husband was an intelligent boy and I was one of the dunces. Dunces meaning I was a very slow or a weak learner. Okay, very slow learner. I was not as intelligent as him. I was very slow. Dunces. He always helped me though. But then he appreciates and praises and says, your husband was very helpful. God knows how often I would have been caned but for him. Okay. Then he again goes on to say, if your husband was not there in school or if your husband was not my friend, I would have been caned, that is, I would have been hit by a cane, okay, a stick. I would have been hit by, now a stick is different from a cane. Cane is slightly thicker and if you give one on it, no, it is really hurtful. You will feel the pain for a longer time. But if you hit on a normal stick, it will not pain that much. But if you hit on the cane, it's very, very hurtful and painful. Okay, just try hitting yourself. Don't hit anybody else, but you hit yourself and just to see if it's painful or not. Don't hit too hard. Okay, don't hurt yourself also. So he says, if your husband was not there and if your husband was not there to help me, I would have been caned. I would have been hit all the time. Then Amma says, please Patil Saab, please. Okay, Amma said rather impatiently, tell me why you are here. She says, please Patil Saab, okay, enough. Tell me why you are here now. It's like this. Okay, then he begins, it's like this. Suddenly the man was brisk and businesslike. Suddenly that Patil Sahib was there, he was very brisk, that is steady, correct, slow, and he's telling properly and it's businesslike. Sometimes we tell, isn't it, talk business. Now if nothing personal is to be shared between you and me, like we don't want to talk about anything personally happening to me or you, we talk business. Okay, it's a phrase like, please talk business. That is what is needed at the situation. So I am giving you a lot of phrases, students. If you take it in, well and good for you. You will have to improve your communication skills. Okay, talk business. His glance swept over all of them, taking them all in shrewdly. So what did he now? He said, I've come here for business like, okay. He says, his talk became brisk, that is very short and very steady. He knew what he had to say and it was only business that he was talking. So he had his glance, he looked around everybody in the house, okay. And he was looking shrewdly. Shrewdly is making certain judgments when I am looking at you, okay, and trying to derive something out of what I am seeing. Now he was looking, Mr. Patil Sahab was looking, as he was having a glance, he was also judging everything that was there in the house, okay. Certainly this man was no dunce, okay. Now they came to a conclusion that this man was not a slow learner, this man was not a weak boy. If he has to do all this glancing and if he has to judge us, okay, if he has to put his common sense and judge and what to do, this man is no dunce, okay, no slow learner. There's going to be a search in your house. So what's Patil Sahab says? Patil Sahab says there's going to be a search. That is like a raid, okay, the people come and search in your house. That's going to happen. So the question comes from their side, when is going to happen? Most probably tonight. So most probably this night. Now it's already night, the coming night, okay, most probably tonight. I heard the Sahib talking. He says, why I have come here is to give you information that the police and the others are talking about raiding your house, and I have come to give you the information. So I have heard them, I have overheard them. Now what's overheard? Now two people are talking, okay, if there is the person talking beside me, he is talking to me and you are the third person there. What we are talking, if you hear, it is overhearing, okay, I overheard him. They were speaking of a cyclostyling machine. So what does he say? I heard the Sahib talking, and what were they talking? They were talking of the cyclostyling machine. It seems you people are making copies of Mahatma's speech. They say you have been hiding here as well. So what does he say now? Now the purpose of you bringing the cyclostyling machine is to do what? To make copies of Mahatma Gandhi's speech, and he says they have said you have the machine in your house and you are hiding it. You are hiding the machine in your house. Ha! Mohan scoffed. Okay, he says, now see, all of them in the house have to act as if it's not them. So he said, huh? Mohan scoffed. Okay, that is scoffed, and as in to say, not agreeing to what I am trying to tell you. But you have the cyclostyling machine. So he says, no, you have it. Okay, you have what? You have the cyclostyling machine. Okay, okay, I was telling it wrong for you. It's tying machine, cyclostyling machine. Just give me a second. Okay, I think there's a print mistake now here. Okay, add that L there. Cyclostyling machine itself. There is a print mistake in paragraph 16. Cyclostyling machine. No, Mohan repeated angrily. So what's that Mohan? Mohan says, no, it's not there. You're wasting time spying on us. So he says, no, it's not there, but rather you are wasting time. Who is you there? Mr. Patil. Patil, you are wasting time spying on us. You are like looking after all the things that are happening. You are wasting your time. Tell me. The man ignored Mohan and spoke to Amma. So he ignored whatever Mohan said and he told Amma, tell me. He is speaking to tell me. Yes, Amma replied simply, and Mohan made an angry hissing sound. So Amma was a very simple woman. She said yes. Okay. She said yes. And Mohan replied with an angry sound. Hissing sound. What's hissing? Have you seen the snake? Snakes, their way of communicating is they hiss. Okay, hissing. Now so Mohan was very angry and he asked, where is it? Amma, you have gone. Okay, now he wanted to say something and there is dot. That means dots meaning there are continuation. Amma, you have gone. Okay. Inside, Manju's heart began beating wildly. So what's happening over here? Now Manju's heart is beating very wildly. Now I want to stop at this. We'll see whether Amma has agreed that they have the machine, whether they will give. Okay, I want to stop at this because we are going to see what's going to happen to them next in the next class. Alright, now Today's homework is whatever we have learned today, you read them and pick out the words that are there, okay. Certain meanings are given in your text, certain meanings I have told you, though I have not written on the board, I have told it to you, you can write it on your own, okay. So read them and we will see the next portion, that is the remaining portion in the coming class, students. That is all about today's Narayanpur incident. Thank you very much, students, for listening. I shall meet you in the next class.